Hi, this is Jill from Humu Yoga, and this is the full yoga practice. This week, we're focusing on the theme of the breath. And I'm going to take this theme and weave it into our yoga practice, but we'll start with a quiet centering where I'll take us into a calm place where I'll then go over the quotes on the breath. And then I'm also going to focus this week on really using the breath in the practice, where we'll do some twists and some back bends and some forward bends. So if this is something you like, please subscribe, because I do a different class every week with a different theme and a different focus. So to get started, just reach your hands out to the side for a moment and close your eyes. And then just begin to focus on those muscles that you're sitting on, or pelvic floor. We call that Mula Bandha, or root lock. And then above that, below the belly button, draw the belly in and get a sense of lifting upward, or Uddiyana Bandha. It means flying upward. And then at the top of the spine, just draw the chin down. We call that Jalandhara Bandha, or chin lock. And now the bandhas are engaged and you have support from within. So keeping that, you can take the hands and rest them on your thighs and just begin to notice the breath. So as you inhale, keep the bandhas engaged, but feel your whole rib cage. The diaphragm expands and it fills up the whole rib cage. And then as you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and the rib cage relaxes with it. And then again, notice if you have any restrictions and can you breathe fully into them. And exhale. Also notice how sometimes the inhalations are a little harder than the exhalations. So really focus on filling up and exhale, and take the hands together now. And we're going to vibrate together with the mantra Om, and then I'll go through the quotes on the breath. Inhale. Om. Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor. Breathe, let go, and remind yourself that this very moment is the only one you know you have for sure. When the breath wanders, the mind is unsteady. But when the breath is still, so is the mind still. Breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. Inhale the future. Exhale the past. The breath. It's so important in yoga and in life to breathe. But in yoga, we call it prana, or life force. And it really serves us in our practice as we go deep into forward bends or back bends or even twists. It can really serve us. So let's go explore that. And we'll get started on our hands and knees. And as you exhale into this cat pose, really pull the belly in and notice how that exhalation allows us to really open up. And then as we come forward, inhale and start to notice you can take a big breath in, right? As the back is contracting, you breathe into the front, and then exhale, pull the belly in, the front contracts and the back stretches. One more time, inhale, really breathing in and opening everything up in the front, and then exhale and really round the spine, pull the belly in and up. Come to neutral, and let's take this into downward facing dog. Exhale, and just adjust. Just be conscious of your breath here. Inhale, you could bend the knees to get the back really nice and long and the shoulders open so you're not here. You really want to get long. And exhale. As you're doing this conscious breathing, try to keep your belly in and up. Inhale. And exhale. You might notice too that when you take conscious breaths like this, you start to slow down a little and stay very present. Inhale. And exhale. One more big breath in. And exhale. Notice you start to open up.
And then let's slowly walk up. Pull the belly in. Really press down to walk up. And once you get to the front of your mat, exhale and just let everything hang. Let's go ahead and just grab the elbows. Try to straighten your legs. Take another breath in. And exhale, surrender. Now releasing the hands. You could soften your knees if you wanted to. Let's curl up. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, curling. And once you get to the top, find a nice exhalation and let the shoulders fall down and into place. And pause for a moment. Just notice where you are. And then on an exhalation, step everything together in Samasthiti, standing still and straight and ready to start. Surya Namaskar A, our sun salutations. But before I do, I always practice with a set of yoga blocks and a little towel, but you could use a yoga belt, or you don't have to use props, of course. But I find they enhance my practice. So here we go, Surya Namaskar A. Let's focus on moving with breath. Inhale. Notice how the inhalation really gives you length. And then as you exhale, fold, you can release. And then inhale again, look up and lengthen. And let's take it back. And as we lower down, I come to the knees to keep my body line. Well, let's focus on the exhalation. And then as we rise up, you could inhale. And maybe exhale as you come a little forward. But when you come into the upward facing dog, you want to really focus on the inhalation. And then we'll exhale back to downward facing dog. And breathe here. Focus on the inhalations. And then the exhalations. Just keep breathing fully. Inhale. And exhale. Notice, can you get nice full breaths? Inhale. And you might notice that your body's starting to open up as you do that. And then let's make our way up to the front. You could inhale your way up. And then maybe exhale here. Inhale, lengthen. And rise. And exhale, the hands come down. One more Surya Namaskar A. Big breath in, reach. Exhale, fold, release the breath. Inhale, lengthen. And let's take it back. Let's find an exhalation to lower. Rise up, come through, and really find an inhalation at the top of this upward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. And just breathe. Inhale. At your own pace, exhale, just be conscious of it. Pulling the belly in and exhale. One more big breath in and exhale. Let's slowly make our way up to the front, pushing, pushing, pushing. I like to inhale here and exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And rising, reaching, rising, and exhale. Now we'll go to Surya Namaskar B. So I'm going to use the blocks here. And inhale. They just help it make it lighter, make my practice a lot lighter. They give me some height. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. If you wanted to try floating back, you can try and keep your shoulders where they are. Use your upper body and lift up to go back, or just step back. And then exhale as you lower. Inhale, rise. Coming through. Find your inhalation. And then exhale. We're going to step the right foot forward. Lift that knee up high. The blocks really help there. We're going to come into a lunge. Let's take the hands on the waist for a moment, or the low ribs. Bend the back knee for a moment and use these muscles in the back of the leg under the butt to really stretch the hip flexors here. Now, keeping that engaged, try to straighten your leg as best you can, and then come to angel arms. Now your inhale. Now you inhale and exhale, reach.
Take another breath. Inhale, get really lengthened. And then exhale, see if you can release into the back bend. Now on an inhalation, rise up, reach forward, take the hands down, step back, and then let's use this exhalation to lower. Inhale, rise up. And then come through. At the top of this upward facing dog, find a nice big inhalation. And exhale. Now we're going to step the left foot forward. So really pull that knee up high, lift it up, put it down. Coming into a lunge. Take the hands on the waist, elbows back, bend the back knee, get that tail under, and then start to keep that engagement as you straighten the leg. And now we'll take the arms. Inhale. Exhale, release back. And then really reach. Inhale. Exhale, take it back. And now inhale, rise up, reach forward, take the hands down and step back. And let's go ahead and lower. Exhale, rising up. And then make the focus, the inhalation right here. Inhale and exhale. And just breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Nice length. And you have to breathe at your pace, what's working in your body. Inhale, exhale. And then find a focus. Inhale here, lightly up, and exhale. Bending the knees, reaching the arms, and come to stand. One more. Bend the knees. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, release the breath. Inhale, lengthen. And let's go ahead and take it back. And let's lower. Exhale. Rising up and coming through. Find that inhalation here. And exhale. We're going to come through to warrior one now. Lift that knee up high, put the foot down. Back foot turns out. Rise up now. See if you can find an inhalation here. Inhale. And then let the exhalation take you deeper. Inhale, fill up. Let the exhalation take you deeper. And then inhale, rise up. Reach forward. Take the hands down. Step back. Let's go ahead and lower. And rise. And take it through. Inhale. And exhale. Left side. Lift that knee up real high. Put the foot down. Back foot turns out. Rise up. Find an inhalation. And then exhale, take it back. Again, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, rise. Reach. Take the hands down. Step back. And let's exhale to lower. Inhale, rise, and come through. Big breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Keeping the belly lifted the whole time. Inhale. And exhale. One more. And exhale. You can bend the knees, find that focal point. Lift way up and put the feet down. Exhale. Bend the knees, reach the arms. Inhale and come to stand. And then let's take the feet hip width. Inhale here. Pull the belly way in. Take a moment to notice, do you have your pubic bone and belly button on the same plane? You're not anteriorly tilting or posteriorly tilting. You're right in the middle. Keeping the low back engaged as we come forward, come halfway, engage the front of the legs to stretch the back of the legs. Now take a big breath in here, and then notice how the exhalation will allow you to come a little deeper. Just breathe. Inhale, filling up your back body. Exhale, allow the head to come down. Don't force, just allow. Maybe the breath will help you go deep. So inhale. As you exhale, can you release a little bit more?
And then inhale, lengthen.
Pause, exhale. Let's inhale again to come all the way up. It's a lengthening breath. Reach way up. And then exhale, the hands come down. And then we'll step together in Samasthiti. Notice in your practice too how sometimes there's moments where there's no breath. There might be a pause. And those are important moments too. So we'll set the blocks up for some standing postures. And we'll try to really move with the breath today. So we'll step out. Let's start with Utthita, Trikonasana. We'll go nice and wide. Turn the back foot in and the front foot out. Inhale. Exhale, start to come into the pose. And you move your block so it's right where you need it, under the armpit. Or you can stay up here, your choice. Breathing here. Now inhale. Exhale, see if you can open up a little bit more, that left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. And now inhale, rise up. And let's pivot the feet. And exhale into the other side. Inhale here, really reach up and open. Exhale. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, open. Inhale, rise up. And now we're going to go to Parsva Trikonasana. So pivot the feet. Become aware of your breath here. Inhale as you reach. And exhale, take the hand down. Inhale here, reach the right arm. Exhale, feel the left ribs turn to the right. Do that again. Inhale, fill up the rib cage. Exhale, turn the left ribs to the right. Use an inhalation to rise up. Feel that. Feels really nice. And we'll go to the other side. Reaching the right arm up. Inhale. Lots of length. Come forward. Exhale. Take the hand down. Inhale here. Exhale. Turn your right ribs to the left and really open that left shoulder. Again, inhale. And exhale, turn. Inhale, rise up. And exhale. Let's go to the right side again. Coming into warrior two. So I adjusted my stance a bit. I went a little longer. And then inhale here. Exhale, melt. Take your gaze over your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to come into Utthita Parsva Konasana. Inhale here. You could have your forearm here, here. I'm going to use this block. Exhale, reach. Inhale here. Now I'm going to exhale, turn the right ribs to the left and reach that left arm. And one more, inhale and exhale. And then inhale, rise. Let's go to the other side. Turn the right foot in, left foot out. Inhale, exhale. And then gazing, inhale. Also keeping the lift of the belly. Exhale. Inhale here. Utthita Parsva Konasana. Exhale. Maybe here, here, or here. Breathe. Inhale, long line. Exhale, turning the left ribs. One more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise up. And let's come into Prasarita Padottanasana. So turning the toes slightly inward. It's a spread out forward bend. Let's take the hands on the waist. Notice, can you inhale, keep the lift of your belly. Exhale, feel the belly draw in as you hinge from the hips and come forward. We'll just take the hands through. Your head doesn't have to come to the floor. You could also always use a block, right, if you needed to. But maybe it comes to the floor. Try and get the shoulders away from your ears. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Let's reach the arms out and come all the way up. Let's come into goddess pose. So from here, we're just going to inhale. I'm turning out a little bit, and I'm trying not to hinge forward or back. Just come straight down and open. Inhale. Exhale, find a little more back bend and a deeper squat. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, rise up. And from here, we're going to turn to the right, and we're going to come into Anjaneyasana. So we'll come down to the knee,
You could always put padding under your knee if you needed, but just make sure you're a little forward of your kneecap. Inhale here. Let's exhale, take this tail under, really feel that, and then start to lunge forward as you do your angel arms, shoulders down and widen. Inhale here, and exhale. Notice, inhale fully if you can, and exhale. It's tricky in a back bend. Inhale to open the front. Exhale, go a little deeper. And then inhale, rise up. And now we're going to take it into Parsva Konasana, which is a twist. So inhale here. Let's exhale to get across as much as you can. Inhale, exhale. Now take the hands to prayer position, gazing down towards your toe. Inhale, exhale, lift the back knee. Now finding the twist. Inhale, exhale, turn the left ribs to the right. Inhale, exhale, turning. You could keep your gaze a little down, or maybe your gaze went up. That's up to you. Pivot, and let's take the back knee down. Inhale here. Feel that the under the butt muscles on this right side engage, and we'll take the angel arms, the shoulders down and wide. Start to lunge forward. Inhale, exhale, go a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise up. And then we're going to come across. So inhale here and exhale, come across. Take your hands to prayer position. You could gaze down. Inhale. Exhale, lift the back knee. Inhale here. Exhale, turn the right ribs. Inhale. Exhale, you don't have to force it. It just happens. And then inhale, rising all the way up. And we'll take a step up to the front. Samasatihi, standing still and straight. And now we're going to come into Vrikshasana, or tree pose. And we'll add a little back bend. I want you to really breathe into it. So let's go ahead, and you could use the wall. Let the right leg come up and pull the knee up for a moment, and just feel the strength in the left leg, and then take it to tree pose. Find a drishti, or a gaze point, a little down. Inhale here. Let's exhale. Inhale, angel arms. Exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale. So you can use the wall. Lift up. Lift up. Inhale, coming back. And exhale, hands come down. It might be a wobbly situation, but if you have the wall there, you can play with it. So let's take the left leg up now. Pulling the knee up, feeling the hinge at the hip, and then taking it out to tree pose. Find your gaze or your drishti a little down. Breathing here, inhale. Exhale, nice and calm. Now as we start to back bend, it gets harder. Inhale, harder to breathe. Exhale. At some point, you might want to reach the arms. Inhale. Exhale, go back. And then to rise up, you inhale, and it brings you back up. And exhale, everything together. Let's come to the front of the mat. I'm going to bring my blocks with me. And we'll come on down to downward facing dog. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. And from here, let's just go ahead and take it back to down dog for a moment. And notice how this feels now. Really reaching. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to come down to the knees and come into puppy pose. I'm going to use the blocks, but it's totally optional. Reach. Just see how it feels in your body. So I'm trying to keep my hips over my knees as I really try to melt my heart down. But you don't want to do too much in the shoulders. So if this is too much, you stay here, or you could have your hands just on the floor. Do what feels good in your body. But breathe. Once you're here, inhale fully into your back, and exhale, see if you can release more. It should feel good on the shoulders. Inhale and your back. Exhale. Inhale, rising up. Now I'm going to put the blocks to the side. And we're going to come down to Sphinx pose,
So I come down to the elbows. And when you're in this Sphinx pose, or anytime you're on your belly doing back bends, you want to make sure you're not crunching in your low back, so your butt's not sticking up like this. You want to try and pull the belly way in. Engage the legs. I feel like I'm really pushing my feet down into the floor. And it feels like my pubic bone is coming under and up towards my face almost. And then I'm lifting the belly. And then from here, I'm really feeling like I'm almost pulling my elbows apart and the shoulders are down. With all that engaged, I'm going to use my back muscles. Inhale, lift up, exhale, see if you can go back. Shoulders down, inhale, cobra pose, exhale, see if you can go back. Let's come down. We're going to do it one more time. Release for a moment. Maybe you want to walk your elbows in a little bit. Inhale here, feeling a widening across your sternum. Engage tail under, rise up. Feel the back muscles. Inhale. Exhale, I'm gazing down my nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back. And slowly coming down. And then from here, we're going to make our way onto all fours. And we'll just come on down to seated. So we'll go ahead and take the legs in front. And let's come into a nice Paschimottanasana. So we're going to notice, we just did a back bend, and you notice how you really got a lot of energy on the inhalation, and then you could exhale deeper into the back bend. In the forward bend, we're going to really get a lot of inhalation to lengthen the low back. And some of you might want to use a prop. If you can't, grab your feet. You're going to bend the knees, and then exhale, fold in. And then inhale, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, see if you can go a little deeper. Now inhale, this time you want to breathe into your back body, pull the belly way in, exhale, see if you can go a little deeper. One more time, really engaging in the legs. Inhale, exhale, go a little deeper. And then inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release. And then from here, let's come into Akarna Dhanurasana, or bow and arrow pose. So we'll bend the right knee, and we're going to pull this knee into the armpit on the right side. We're really flexing at the hip here and pulling in. See, I'm curled back a little here, and that's okay. Curling back. Inhale here, exhale, pull. Inhale, exhale, pull. And then from here, we're going to bring it across into cradle. Just gentle breathing here, just on your own, just inhaling and exhaling, but being conscious of it, just noticing what's going on as you gently rock. If you were rocking your baby, you wouldn't go, inhale, exhale. You would just kind of naturally rock the baby. And then let's go ahead and bend the left knee and sit up. And try to gently open the knee as you sit here. See if you can sit up. When my kids were young and they would have those fits that they have when they're like 2 or 3, I would just sit down with them and just get them to breathe. And it usually worked. So let's go ahead and take this foot into Anjaneyasana. And from here, inhale. Now, let's use the breath. Exhale, turn the left ribs to the right. Inhale, feel the filling up. And then as you exhale, very naturally, you don't have to pull, just let the ribs come around. You're supporting. One more. And exhale. And then inhale, come back to the center. We're going to come to Anjaneyasana. So if you needed to, you could use your prop again. Or some of you can grab your foot. Or you could just have your hands here. So inhale here, or some can grab your wrist. Exhale, lengthen. Now, I really like to feel a pull on that right side. Inhale, lengthen through the whole right side, all the way down to the hip. And exhale. And one more breath. And exhale. Inhale, lengthen, and rise up. We'll do the whole thing on the other side. So bending the knee. Allow your pelvis to curl back a little as you flex this hip. You're pulling, I'm trying to get a knee in my armpit or past my armpit. And then from here, we're going to cradle. So now I'm trying to sit up. And just breathe very naturally here. Inhaling and exhaling, rocking your baby like you would. It's okay, don't have your fit. Breathe. And let's go ahead. And it really worked. That was the amazing thing. We just would go, start breathing slowly, and the fit went away. And let the leg open out. Of course, sometimes they just had to fall asleep. Inhale here and exhale. Feel how your right ribs turn to the left. Inhale. So I'm using the support of this hand, but I'm not really pulling. Exhale. I'm letting the breath take me around. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come to the center. And now I'm going to come into Anjaneyasana. So you could, again, use this if you needed to. Inhale, get your back lengthened. You could bend the knee and then straighten and surrender. Inhale. And exhale, feel a nice pull on that left side. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, surrender. One more. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, I'm going to release into Dhanurasana. So now we're going to do a nice twist. I think it's probably one of my favorites. It's Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. So some of you might want to use a block. There's different variations for this pose. The pose starts off like the left leg bending and the right ankle crossing over. So if this is hard, you could, and your hip was up, you could sit on a block. It's better to have the hip down so you can get grounded a little bit better. Some people might even just want to not bend the left leg and just do something like this or this. So here we go. Those are all the variations. I'm going to bend the left leg and cross my right ankle. If you were using a block, you would just come right on top of it and try to keep that right butt down. Inhale here, lift up, and notice, really notice, can you exhale and draw the ribs around, keeping the shoulder down. Inhale, lift up, exhale, let the ribs come around on the exhalation. Some of you might want to take the arm on the other side. Inhale, lifting up, trying to draw that right hip down. As you exhale, let the breath take you. We're going to stay here a little bit longer. Inhale. Exhale, turning the left ribs to the right. And then inhale, come back to the center, and we'll go to the other side. So on this other side, I'm not going to use the block, just that you can see that. But remember, you have options here, here, or sitting on the block. But now I'm going to take the right leg in for the full pose and the left ankle over. And then from here, inhale, whatever variation you're doing, you can hook the knee and exhale, but you really want this sitting bone down and rooted so that you can really turn. Inhale, I'm turning the right ribs to the left. Exhale. And then maybe your arm wants to come to the other side. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, let the breath, the right ribs turn to the left. And one more breath. Inhale and exhale. And we'll slowly come out and come to Dhanurasana for a moment. Now we're going to make our way over to all fours for Ustrasana. We'll see if you can find that breath in the back bend here. So I welcome you to use blocks. Or some people, if you don't have blocks, you could do this. It gives you some height, or maybe you don't need it. So we'll do this twice. The first time we'll just do it the normal way of Ustrasana, and then I'll offer doing one arm at a time. So inhale here, pushing the shins down and feeling the energy in the legs, working the back of the legs so the front opens. Stay there for a moment, and can you inhale here, get as much openness as you can, and then exhale, start to take it back. And then from here, inhale. At some point, take your hands. If you went back a little, that's okay. Just see if you can come back up again. And breathe. Inhale. Into the whole chest. Exhale. Inhale. Can you really breathe in? Exhale. See if you can go back more. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Rising up on an inhalation. And pause. And now we're going to do the reaching arm variation. So from here, inhale, lift up. Exhale, we come into Ustrasana the same way we did. Inhale, exhale back. But now I invite you to inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, reach. Where can you go? One more time, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, reach. And then inhale here. See if you can take the arm down, other side. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale, reach. And one more. Inhale, exhale, reach. Taking the arm down. Inhale, rise up. Everything comes to the center. Hopefully that went well. It really helps when you breathe. And it takes you have to consciously do it, especially in the beginning, because our tendency, I think, in our nervous system is to just freeze up when things get tough. And it really changes everything when you can breathe, inhale and exhale. Suddenly the back bends become less horrifying. So let's take this big diamond shape, and we're just going to find a surrender now, because that was good. So take a breath in, and let's exhale. And I'm using the block here to just let my head come down. Some of you might be here, or you could just hang out here, or you could even add some height. So just go where it feels good in your body. Maybe this is good today. And then just work on letting the knees open very naturally. The back is rounded here. And now your breath, be conscious with it. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can find some openings. Exhale. And then inhale, rising up. And let's do a nice roll back. And we can roll back over the blocks. So you can set one up. It's going to be under the shoulder blades, just behind the sternum. So take a breath in and exhale, start to curl down. I'm going to adjust it so it's right at the edge of my shoulder blades. It feels nice and supported. And then one for my head. Then I'm going to bend the knees and feel the butt going back. So there's this nice arch. Now, this is the area you really want to breathe into. Inhale and exhale. See if you can find some release. Keep drawing your butt back. So it's pretty active, even though the blocks are supporting you. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can find release. And again. Exhale. And then we're going to come up off the blocks, straighten the legs, reach the arms, take a breath in. And exhale. Inhale, pull the belly in. Exhale. Now I'm going to put the blocks aside, and we'll come back again. So inhale, go slow. Exhale. Take as many breaths as you need, exhaling on your way down. And then we're going to bend the knees. Let's come into an articulating bridge. Let's really use the breath here. So exhale, start to curl. Feel the back of the legs, the butt. Take a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale, lift up as high as you can. And then inhale, reach the arms. Really reach. You could lift your heels if you wanted to, but you don't have to. Keep reaching. Now we're going to exhale and curl. Try to keep your shoulders reaching. Don't let them pop up if you can avoid it. Curl. Really curl. All the way down. Pull the belly in. Just exhale. You might have to pause. Exhale some more. All the way down. Exhaling. And pause. And let's go ahead here and just let your hands stay where they are. Open the knees. Come into Padottanasana and just stay here. Inhale. And exhale. Letting the knees open. Maybe you want to take your arms out to the side here. Breathing. And as always, we're going to come into an inversion. For the closing of class, it's really nice to change the blood flow a little. So the supported inversion, you could use a block or have your feet up on the wall and just take your legs up. Find neutral pelvis, so you're not here, you're not here. Engage the legs and just stay here. But for some of us, we like to come into halasana and shoulders down, and it's not contraindicated, no osteoporosis. So inhale here and exhale, curl and come over if you're doing this one. Otherwise, stay where you are. Just keep it nice and
opening. And then from here, maybe some of you want to come up. But only if it feels good in your body. Make sure you have length in your neck. You're not forward or back. Breathing. You could pause the video at this point. I'm just taking you through it. Exhaling. And then you might want to come into Padottanasana. And I'm just going to find my way back to where everyone is. We'll slowly come out of this. And then let's go ahead and come into a twist. So let's shift the hips to the left. Let your arms go out to the side. Let's do this with breath. Inhale here. Exhale, let the knees go over. But let's let the breath be really calm now. Just gentle inhale. Inhalations, yeah, so make that inhale nice and gentle. And then exhale, letting the ribs come around. Maybe the shoulder drops down. And exhale. And again. And exhale. And let's let the legs come up. Let's shift to the right. Let the knees come up. Take everything to the left. Inhale here, nice and gentle. Exhale, turning the left ribs to the right. Maybe your gaze goes that way. Inhale. And exhale. One more. And exhale. And then inhale, bringing everything back. Let's go ahead and you could come to a happy baby here, just breathing, just very naturally, like a baby would when they're not upset. Breathe. And let's go ahead and come into a nice Shavasana. So just release the legs, let everything go, and just stay here. And notice, can you just breathe very naturally now? Hopefully everything, all the channels are open. And you can just let go of the body and just be in this place. No forcing of breath. And stay in that very natural sense of peace and light. As long as you'd like. You could pause the video. But I'm going to go ahead and take us out. So just become aware of your breath without imposing. And then we'll start to move fingers and toes. And without changing anything, just come over to your fetal position and pause. And then we'll work our way up to a nice seated position. And I always like to end class the same way we started, but notice the effects of the practice today on your body and your mind and what that breath did for you. Opening, centering, keeping you very present. And let this resonate in everything you do. Namaste.